Hey, everybody. Welcome to Thursday afternoon. It's a little chilly, both inside of the school and outside. I hope you guys are each staying warm and cozy and doing some fun things today. Today, I have a book for you that's called The Year We Learned to Fly. And I love this book because it's very hopeful and colorful, which are two wonderful things by itself. But it also kind of fits in with those of us that are kind of stuck right now, waiting for the strike to end, and learning to be patient and learning some new things and waiting. And then we know that we're going to end up flying at the end. So let's jump in. The Year We Learned to Fly by Jacqueline Woodson, illustrated by Rafael Lopez. That was the year we learned to fly. There was the spring when the rain seemed like it would never stop, and the thunder boomed so hard we weren't even allowed to go outside. Looks like they're watching from their windows. Use those beautiful and Use those beautiful and brilliant minds of yours, my grandmother said. Lift your arms, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and believe in a thing. Somebody somewhere at some point was just as bored as you are now. So my brother and I closed our eyes, and for a few minutes that first day, we weren't stuck in our apartment anymore. Do you see where they are? Looks like they're running around at a beautiful park. We were flying over the city we had known our whole lives, but it was suddenly different, exploding with every kind of flower that we'd ever dreamed of growing. Oh, what a beautiful garden. Oh, goodness. That was the summer we learned to fly. When my brother and I couldn't stop fussing with each other over whose turn it was to wash the windows or feed the dog or clean the kitchen, we fought and frowned and made silent promises to never speak to one another again. Have any of you ever done that with a brother or a sister? My grandmother said, lift your arms, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and stop being so mean about everything. Somebody somewhere at some point was just as mad as you are now. This grandmother has good advice. So we did, and the soft wind took us out over the city, past the windows of kids who hadn't learned to fly yet. My brother and I reached for each other's hand, flying and diving and laughing and leaving all of our mad far behind us. You see that little kitty cat way up there? Well, that was the autumn. Our rooms felt too big and lonely, with only us in them and the darkness coming on so fast. But while we hugged ourselves against the too quiet of it all, we remembered that we didn't have to be stuck anymore. My grandmother had learned to fly from the people who came before. They were aunts and uncles and cousins who were brought here on huge ships, their wrists and ankles cuffed in iron. But, my grandmother said, nobody can ever cuff your beautiful and brilliant mind. That's a beautiful painting or drawing. So, our people learned to fly, she said. They dreamed a thing and made it happen. Closed their eyes and flew away home. Lift your eyes, my grandmother said. Close your eyes and remember somebody somewhere at some point had to figure out that they could fly. That was the winter we moved away from the building and the block and the friends that we had always known. I wonder where they're headed. To a street where the kids looked at us funny and didn't even answer when we asked them if they wanted to play. It's okay, I said to my brother. Somebody, somewhere, at some point, had to figure out they were ready for any new thing coming their way. Oh my gosh, these pages kind of stick together. There we go, my goodness. So, like the people who came before us, we lifted our arms even higher, closed our eyes even tighter, breathed in even deeper, and flew the way we'd always known how to, free as the aunties and uncles and cousins who'd come before us, free as our own beautiful and brilliant minds. For a long time, the kids on the ground watched us. Then, one by one, they lifted their arms. One by one, they learned to fly. That is the end of this story, but I did want to share with you what the author Jacqueline Woodson says here. She at the end of her writing, she says, "Sometimes the first step toward change is closing our eyes, taking a breath, and imagining a different way." So I hope sometimes when you're feeling a little stuck, you can take a deep breath, close your eyes, and imagine doing things a little bit in a different way. Could be very exciting. Okay, bye everybody.